We're back here on the Riverhawks Media Network. Diallo gets the ball, heads left, heads to the right. He breaks a couple of tackles, and he could go. He's to the 20, to the 10. Could go all the way for a Boonies Riverhawks touchdown.
Man, I'm hungry.
And what's this, folks? Change of events as Diallo's off the field. Looks like he's on Iowa Avenue in Muscatine. I think he said something about being hungry. He crosses the street. He jumps the curb. Oh, look no further. He's at Boonies on the Avenue. Let's head inside.
What's a pizza?
That is an MVP play, and you could be the MVP of your team at home by heading to Boonies on the Avenue in Muscatine. A family restaurant with over 27 big screen TVs, daily food and drink specials to cater the needs of any sports fan, from a rookie to a Hall of Famer. Looking for a night out or a place to watch the big game? Look no further than Boonies on the Avenue, located at 214 Iowa Avenue in Muscatine, or by phone at 563-263-0626. Boonies on the Avenue, proud sponsors of Muscatine Riverhawks football. All-American Diner, the leading restaurant serving Muscatine, Muscatine County, and surrounding areas since 2020, serving breakfast all day as well as lunch and dinner. They offer a fish fry every Friday and a buffet on the weekends. For your next meal, visit All-American Diner in Muscatine or call for more information at 563-263-2224. All-American Diner, proud sponsors of Muscatine Riverhawks. Looking to level up your game this offseason or take care of your body mid-season for that late-season playoff push? Then Badlands Fitness is the place for you. Badlands Fitness is the Quad Cities' choice for elite athletic training for athletes of all ages, all sports, and levels. Contact them at 309-617-6416. Badlands Fitness, proud sponsors of Muscatine Riverhawks football.
The following broadcast is a production of the Riverhawks Media Network and is property of the Muscatine Riverhawks. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of Muscatine Riverhawks football is strictly prohibited.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Riverhawks Weekly. Tyler Bean, my partner in crime, former Monmouth College wide receiver Jake Landry joins us. Jake, how are you?
Well, we have football this week, so I'm good.
Hey, always a good week when we've got football here on the Riverhawks Media Network. The Riverhawks coming off of their second consecutive bye week. Jake, I guess that's a good place to start. The Riverhawks now on their second straight bye week. We talked about pros and cons in the last episode. Let's just quickly review. Eric Johnson obviously has told us they've got a lot of things to correct, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. What do you see coming out of the bye week, them being 1-2? Just give us your thoughts.
Well, we're going to see one of two different things when it comes to a football team coming off of two straight bye weeks. Either they're going to come out slow and needing to get in a rhythm, or they're going to come out refreshed and ready to go to battle. It's just kind of a mixed bag depending on how practices were, how people are feeling, if they're feeling better, if there's some injuries that are still lingering there. Hopefully they're healed up. I'm hoping we see a healthier football team here, but from what we've been hearing, and we'll go into this in a few seconds here, is there's a lot of turnover with positions, some important positions that we'll get right into, but just we're hoping to see a refreshed team with a losing currently under 500. We're hoping that they could take this game as a chance to set the tone again and get back to at least a 500 level record.
Yeah, partner, a little foreshadowing there. I guess now it's a good time for us to bring in the rundown, although there were no games in the previous bye week just to quickly put up on the screen for you guys where the teams stand heading into this week in the MAAFL. The Midwest Hawks at 4-0 in the top. As Jake mentioned, the Muscatine Riverhawks at 1-2 so far this year. And then at the very bottom, the Burlington Express at 0-3. And Jake also mentioned that there is some turnover this week. We do have some fresh faces coming back into the lineup. Wesley Stewart and Emmanuel Hamilton will come back and be defensive backs. We talked about that in the previous episode. As practices are underway this week, Wesley and Emmanuel both present, both there ready to fix some things on the defensive side of the ball. But of course, as everyone knows from last week, through Facebook and Twitter and everything else, oh baby, a different Tyler's coming onto the team, and it's obviously not me. It's going to be Tyler Newsome taking over the reins at quarterback, and that was the big bomb that dropped over the bye week, Jake. You've had an opportunity to kind of dive into Tyler Newsome, obviously, this being your first year in the league. You haven't seen Tyler play, but I tell you, quite a guy coming into this Riverhawks lineup that, in my opinion, one of the best quarterbacks in this league and will make an immediate impact.
So, yeah, I've had a chance to finally sit down and watch some Tyler Newsome film. Y'all have been talking about him since y'all hired me here. So I'm definitely excited to get a chance to see him in action in person. We're gonna have to wait. I'm going to have to wait a week myself to see it. But watching his film, we've seen some good quarterbacks from Locke and Coates the last 2 weeks. They're a different style of play than Newsome. Yeah, he could run, but I've seen from him something I haven't really seen from any quarterback so far in this league, and his pocket presence throwing the football. He has a cannon, and he's accurate too. He drops the ball in where it needs to be. No disrespect to other quarterback in this league, but that's just something I have not really seen so far with the games that I have seen. And that's just something that I think is going to set him aside and this Riverhawks offense aside. And it's going to set up a lot of more play calls for this Riverhawks offense with opening up with play action, and the run game itself will have to open up because those DBs are going to have to step back and cover that arm of his.
Yeah, we talked about it, last week. The lack of offensive continuity. They would get hot at times and then cool off, and that's no knock to the two previous quarterbacks. Kyle Franklin, who unfortunately will undergo season-ending knee surgery, so he'll be on the long-term IR, and then Zach Taylor, who was released from the team and then signed with the Midwest Hawks. Zach, thank you so much for being a part of this organization. We wish you nothing but the best in your future. A great young man in football, and we had him on the show in the preseason, and a very well-spoken person and a great teammate, and no hard feelings there on that side. So, that leads me into my next point. Emmanuel Hamilton will take over the QB2 duties should Tyler go down. Has history at the position, so very well-versed on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. But going back to Tyler, I think the thing that he's going to bring is a sense of continuity, Jake. And I think when you get to this point in the year where, this is your final home game for the year, it's crazy we're talking about that in mid-May, and you're going to get on to, the next 3 or 4 weeks being on the road to end the year. You're 1-2. This is not a better time to really come in and make an immediate impact. And the film only says so much. And so it's unfortunate that you're going to miss out on that. But I think when you talk about a guy like Tyler Newsome and his pocket presence, it's really the team presence. The team will follow Tyler, and Tyler will take them as far as he can. And so my next question for you, Jake, in terms of Tyler Newsome in this offense, you've talked about the pocket presence. You've talked about, the things he can do. What are some intangibles that you think Tyler really has to take into these next few weeks? Obviously knows the playbook. But really, what are sort of the things that people don't see that you think that he can turn this Riverhawks season around?
Well, of course, he has experience in this league, and that's great. That's fantastic. You always want somebody who has experience back there, but we're just going to have to see how he reacts to being out of the game for a little while, because everybody comes back from an off season a little bit slower than when they left the game. So now he's a few weeks behind. Luckily, since this might be a good thing that an identity hasn't been established for this offense, luckily, since there is no identity, there's a chance for him to establish that identity that we're looking for in that offense. So he's not too far behind his teammates. He's not too far behind with his receivers. His offensive line is, and hopefully we see midseason form offensive line this week. So I think in that sense, that's a good thing we haven't established that that identity. But at the same time, you just got to hope that he comes out ready to go, or else we're going to have a slow start, and you don't want to be battling from behind at any point in a football game.
Well, partner, it wouldn't, obviously we have all the faith in the Riverhawks coaching staff and Tyler. I don't foresee this being a necessarily fast start. I think it will take some time for the offense to just get back into a rhythm, but everything that we've heard from Eric Johnson and Kyle Bass is that practices are going well. Tyler Newsome is actually either at or below the weight he was at last season, so he stayed in shape. And the third thing is that, practices have just been firing off on all cylinders and everything looks good. So everything's promising. I do think if there is a slow start, there's no cause for panic there. And then, the other thing, too, that we have to remember is that he has been out of the game for a while. Mm-hmm. It was about this time last year, maybe a little bit later, where, Tyler had the shoulder issue that eventually led to his departure for the year. But everything seems good. All signs are good there. And the big thing to mention here is that it's a rivalry renewed. It's the first time the Quad City Nighthawks and the Muscatine Riverhawks will face off in a game. And we're going to be selling some Beat the Nighthawks t-shirts at our apparel table. So please be sure to stop by and see Sam. She'll be happy to sell you a shirt. And Jake, obviously, you won't be there. I'll get to those reasons later. But, when you're talking about a rivalry renewed and a sense of a rivalry being created, how big of a escalation point does that give to the guys to say, hey, we have an opportunity to really put our stamp on this and say, we run this area, we own this area? Does it add an extra level of intrigue to the game?
Well, it always does, because both teams are trying to make a mark. It's similar to the rivalry with the Punishers. Everybody is trying to leave their mark. You want to assert that you're a better team, you're a more dominant team, because, in a league like this, there's a chance you could see them again with higher stakes. Well, if you could prove that you're the better team when the stakes aren't as stakes aren't as high, it's just going to establish a tone for the next time you see each other, and it's just going to make for an even better game for whatever team comes out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with that, I think it's time for us to cut to a commercial break. We'll have our guests, Dakari Mars, Alex Ross, and Drew Whitehorn on with us to talk Riverhawks and Nighthawks. We'll be right back here on the Riverhawks Media Network.
If you're in the Davenport area, check out the Dam View. Welcome to your favorite dive bar tucked away downtown. They host a wide range of beers, many of which are local, as well as daily specials, good service, and a large patio. Contact them at 563-324-4434. Proud supporters of the Muscatine Riverhawks.
Have some critters bugging you and your home team or business? Call The Bugman, the top quality pest control service in Muscatine. Services include tackling ants, bedbugs, bees, cockroaches, fleas or mites, hornets, wasps, home inspections, and so much more. Give them a call at 563-554-2847. The Bugman, proud sponsor of the Muscatine Riverhawks. The Riverhawks Media Network is looking forward to bringing you, the fans, nonstop football action here this 2021 season. But we are also excited to bring you a way to get involved in the action and support a great cause all season long. The Muscatine Riverhawks, in partnership with the Riverhawks Media Network, are proud to bring the season-long donations with our partners of the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Eastern Iowa and Western Illinois. The Riverhawks have committed to donating as a team every time the defense gets a sack, turnover, touchdown, or safety. We are asking you, the fans, to get involved in this great organization that assists families with sick children stay close to each other and provide care and resources when they need it most. So while you support the team on the field, come support our team in donating to this great cause. More information can be provided across all of our social media platforms or by visiting gf.me/u/ZPNWMM. Thank you, the fans, for all the support you've given the Muscatine Riverhawks over the last 5 years. And we are back here on the Riverhawks Media Network with our not one, not two, but three guests this week, Alex Ross, Dakari Mars, and Drew Whitehorn. Gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.
First question, guys. Obviously, we're on bye week number 2 heading into the week here against the Quad City Nighthawks. How was it? What'd you guys do? Do anything fun? Kind of stay at home and chill? Give us some insight on that.
Went to the gym a lot. Other than that, my mom just graduated from Waldorf University. Got her bachelor's in business and did her commencement. So
Awesome.
that was
Congratulations.
awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
I really just been, watching my son, prepping for the rest of the season and getting my body ready, and also been playing a lot of Madden, building my team up, Ultimate Team. Man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm a video game guy myself.
It's getting crazy out there.
Excellent.
Healing up, man. That's the biggest thing, I think. It sucks not being able to play for 2 weeks in a row. You get stir crazy, but healing up your body like that in the middle of the season, there's a big benefit to it for the whole team, probably for the whole league. So pretty much just that and being antsy, wanting to play.
Yeah, we've had plenty of time to talk about that in our last 2 shows, and I think you hit the nail on the head there, Drew, is that, 2 straight bye weeks is really unheard of, especially in this league, and so to have that opportunity to really get your body, not only your body, but your mind right also.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, the start of the year has been kind of stir crazy in and of itself, a 1-2 start, and so now you've had 2 weeks to kind of sit on that and really sulk it and move on from it.
Yeah.
And so I think, partner, that's a really big thing heading into this week.
Absolutely. So going off of that, how are y'all feeling going into this game as a team? You've had a couple practices over the last 2 weeks, so I've heard. How are y'all feeling about it now, especially after the Peoria game that was 2 weeks ago?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready to roll. I mean,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. We're trying to treat every game as if, it's a championship game. We don't want to look at anything as, okay, this is going to be an easy sweep.
Right.
We want to continue to play hard and just show we can play the full 4 quarters and, just not give up any chances or anything like that.
Just motivated. I think good teams, when they lose, they kind of cave under that, you know what I mean? Or, bad teams, when they lose, they kind of cave under that, and good teams kind of become better from it.
Yeah,
I
they
think
build
we will.
from it.
Yeah,
I kind of feel it, every week I feel like we get better. I really do. So.
Yeah.
Good. That's definitely what you want to hear from all the players on your team, and like you said, that's a championship mindset right there.
Well, and even the opportunity to be able to really sit down and that's obviously not something we touched on in our podcast last week with Sam and Melissa. You guys are 1-2, coming off of 2 losses, but in my opinion, 2 of the top teams in the league, really, in terms of rosters and coaching, and you guys battled hard in both games. It wasn't a complete runaway,
Exactly.
and so if anything, I think you take that more as a positive.
Yeah.
Kyle said it after the Peoria game. Kyle Bass, guys, look at what we did in these in this last 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
We can really put a 4-quarter game together and really roll some teams and open some eyes to the league in terms of what we're able to accomplish. So, if anything, I talked about it in our last podcast also, this is a real opportunity to really create something special. And, obviously we talked off air about, Tyler being back and what he's done to really bring this team together.
Yeah.
And that's no shade thrown to Kyle or Zach either. Obviously
Yeah,
Kyle
no. We
with
love
the
everybody.
season-ending
Yeah.
injury, and Zach obviously, going to another team. We obviously wish them the best.
Yeah.
Most
We
definitely.
really just feel like it's really a perfect storm in terms of getting things rolling
Fresh out.
and really kind of getting your swag on the last 5 weeks and really rolling into the playoffs with some high hopes. So
Definitely.
and rolling into that, obviously Tyler being back, we talked about it a little bit off air also. This is a new team for you guys and you're a few weeks in. Give us some insight to how the team has welcomed you, special teammates that you guys have kind of built bonds with yourselves. Just really anything to give our viewers an insight on what the team camaraderie is like, heading into, this week.
It's pretty exciting, I've been a couple of the guys that are already on the team. I've already known them, due to other football reasons. So to play alongside of them and to really just be able to call them a football brother, it's really fun. And you learn so much seeing what we call them as vets. We're watching these. They already been playing, so basically vets to us. So playing alongside them and seeing what they do, seeing how they react is. It's not hard to learn from that. So they're really showing us just how to be, good football players on and off the field, and just really being professional and making, the Riverhawks look good as a whole unit.
Yeah. Definitely.
Anything else to add on that?
Yeah, no.
No,
really, that's
he hit the nail on the head there.
pretty good
I didn't
on
want
that
to cut
one.
anybody off, so
He pretty much took the words out of my mouth, so I was just kind of stuck.
So it's definitely not only just a winning environment, but a building environment. You know, everybody around that's involved with the team cares so much on building each other up and just making sure we all know, like, you know, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but there's no telling what's gonna happen. You just keep fighting. So
that's perfect because, you know, Sam and Melissa mentioned last week, this isn't just a football organization. It's not just a team. It's a family.
Yeah,
And you get that family. I mean, us sitting in the tent pregame, we come out and talk to you guys, and it's like we're talking to one of our own. You know, there's no separation there.
Exactly.
Really, from the league perspective, everyone knows everybody. Everyone's familiar with everybody. You know, it's a one big family environment, and I think that's important to know because at the end of the day, it's for recreation. It's for the love of the game.
Yeah.
And to see that not only on a football level but on a personal level as well, it's quite important.
yeah.
Yeah, so going back to you're facing your former team, how are you feeling about facing your former team? Are y'all excited? You know, I know it's usually a little
$1 million
weird.
question.
Yeah, I know it's usually a little weird lining up against familiar faces, but how do y'all feel about it?
It's mixed feelings, but to me, I treat it as a good thing. You know, it's like you just getting a chance to showcase what other people probably didn't, you know, see at that time. So I don't know. We're just it's fun. Like I said, we're trying to treat every game as if it's a championship game. You know, so we're just really looking to get out there and play and just, you know, kind of impress everybody.
It's a big game just because it's the next one, honestly.
Yeah, awesome.
I mean, I'm excited to play.
It's a good mentality to have, really.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's definitely going to be a fun game, though. You know, just to see the familiar faces out there. And, you know, just kind of see where everybody's football skills is truly at. You know.
Well, you know, we're trying to hype this thing up as, you know, if Tom Brady's going back to New England.
I was going to say that.
Or, you know, J.J. Watt going back to Houston.
Yeah.
There's a definite rivalry aspect to it. I mean, you have a lot of us. I mean, some of us Nighthawks have played together for 4 or 5 years.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, and I mean, not only just us being former Nighthawks, there's also Adrian Bond, Laji Diallo,
Right.
Frank. You know,
We got a
the
couple
list
of
goes
We got
on.
a little
Of great
Baz,
guys who were once Nighthawks who are
Cameron
now.
Damir.
Yeah, you know, it's
Got a lot of people.
Nick Smith,
it's a huge game for me in two aspects. Not only being the, you know, the former players taking on their former team, but at the same time, a lot of people have written this team off in terms of, they're 1-2. They couldn't beat the Midwest Hawks. They couldn't beat the Punishers. You know, they're a middle of the road team. And honestly, everyone at this point is going to write the team off. And so you're going to make a statement on Sunday in one or two ways, obviously being the former team, you know, who got the better of who.
Yeah.
And then can we really right this ship? And so I think that's going to be a big storyline for us. And by the way, that's going to be on the Riverhawks Media Network. Pre-game coverage starting at 1 o'clock. You know, my next question is a little more focused to you, Dakari and Alex. Obviously, you're a recording artist.
Yes.
And you, Alex, are his manager. And so, you know, we asked Sam and Melissa last week, you know, a little bit about the time management and the balance that goes into that. You're on pretty much every platform that's out there with your
every
music.
single platform.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's got to take a lot of time. And so how do you guys balance that, you know, juggling act between, you know, pursuing the music and then dealing with the football as well?
It can be complicated and it can be stressful sometimes, but you know, as you get older, you learn that patience is a virtue. So it's like, you know, the more we're staying busy with this, the more we're staying out of trouble, and the more we're helping our careers at the end of the day. So it's like I chase my dreams as if, okay, if I'm chasing two, there's no way that both these won't work. Something's got to work, you know. So if one doesn't work, I have something to fall back on.
And I mean, honestly, dream chasing is easy when you love it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And
Sure.
we love
And it's a
football.
passion for it, you
We
know.
love music too, so
It's like we're trying to combine them, and then of course it's other a lot of other big name like NBA players and football players who actually kind of do music on their off time. So it's like to see them be able to juggle that with, you know, on top of being a celebrity already in football, it's, you know, it kind of gives you hope just, you know, being a person yourself and trying to juggle and chase two dreams, you know.
Yeah, nothing wrong with chasing dreams. Obviously, I laid in bed one night and said, I'm going to be I'm going to be a broadcaster for a semi-pro football team one day. Here we are, right?
We're here.
ESPN someday.
Hey, I appreciate that. ESPN.
Call them.
Get my phone number. Call me up. No, it's great. It's great to chase those dreams, and I think our viewers would love to see the aspects of what you guys do in your off time. And so, this is a random question, but obviously, Drew, are there any hobbies that you like to share in your spare time?
I'm a football player, man. I own my own business. I own
Great.
Pristine Lawn and Gutter. Plug myself real quick.
Yeah, there you go. Nothing wrong with that.
Man, I pretty much just work for myself, hang out with my baby. I got a newborn baby. Not newborn. He'll be 1 in about a week. So
It's still new.
It's pretty awesome, man. Just watching him grow and develop is super cool to see. And he just changes my perspective on a lot of things.
Well, they'll be scouring YouTube one day and they'll see their parents on.
Kids is amazing.
Right.
Yeah, you got to push those dreams, and then obviously, kids are going to be watching this and seeing the things that you guys do, which is great.
You always want to have things set for the next generation.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. That's stuff I'm still, learning, taking my time. But so going back to football, it's mid-season. Regardless of 2 bye weeks, we're hitting mid-season.
Yes, sir.
So it's over the hump. What's it going to take to get to this championship? What do y'all got to do to make it to the big one?
Be ourselves.
Play ourselves.
All we have to
Play
do.
selfless.
Play selfless, assignment correct football.
And just believe in each other, Like, the best thing about this team is we all believe. So we all just got to continue to believe in each other. We got vets that's leading us. We got new guys that's being able to lead us. We have everybody who's able to lead and play their part in a very positive way. So I got a lot of hopes for this season and playoffs. Man, I hope a lot of teams are really practicing hard because it's going to look a lot more different out there. It's
We
just,
have a lot of elite talent too. So I mean, it's really for us. I don't even feel like it's anything but meshing at this point. As long as we mesh and all 11 do their part that are on the field and the other 11 on the sideline are hyping us up, or there's no losing, man. That's how I feel.
Yep.
I really do.
What I love about that answer is y'all, all three of y'all immediately just be ourselves. Y'all had it. Y'all know exactly what it takes. And
That's all it's about.
Man, that's exciting to hear because and trust me, remember my playing days. Coach is always yelling. I need all voices on this sideline yelling. I need y'all, everybody active up and down on that sideline.
Man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, before we break too, I think I forget who mentioned it. We had been talking to players, and the big thing is obviously in this league there's a lot of banter back and forth, and one player mentioned to us, said, man, if we could get the banter that some guys throw to other players and instead give it to our guys and increase that energy. So maybe that's one thing we can take from our broadcast tent. Hype your own guys up.
Yes,
The same thing you guys are saying here. Give it to the other guys. Obviously, follow the coaches, follow the game plan.
Yeah.
And I think we'll be at a championship game in July, ready to hoist a trophy and
It's
party it
going to
up.
be crazy.
So, other than that, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Yes,
Best
sir.
of luck in your
Most
business.
definitely.
Best of luck in the music career.
Appreciate you.
Congratulations to your mom on her bachelor's degree. Congratulations to my guy who's going to be a graduate and not be at the game on Sunday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's a Monmouth
Appreciate it.
College graduate. I was going to wait till the end, but
Yeah.
being from my former alma mater, of course, Monmouth College, congratulations to you.
Thank you very
Best
much.
of luck to you
Big accomplishment,
and what you
man.
do in your
Thank you.
career.
Thank you.
So, thank you guys again for taking the time. Let's take a quick break and wrap it up. Nighthawks, Riverhawks, coming right here on the Riverhawks.
It's going to be crazy.
If you are looking for a place for fellowship and worship with great people, look no further than River City Church, welcoming those from all walks of life and faith with 2 Sunday services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. in Moline and 10 a.m. in Milan. More information can be provided by calling 309-764-5685 or 309-558-0065. River City Church, proud sponsors of the Muscatine River. The Quad City Insulators. With over a decade in home comfort, the Quad City Insulators exist to serve the needs of their homeowners, architects, farmers, and business owners. The amount of money that is wasted due to heating and cooling loss has created a strong demand for not only their superior products, but superior workmanship. They can be contacted at 309-373-0505 and are proud sponsors of the Muscatine River. From maintaining that perfect smile to the most complex dental needs, Parkway View Family Dentistry is committed to providing you and your team with safe, gentle, and high-quality dental care. Sensitive to your needs, it is their goal to make you feel comfortable visiting their practice while providing the best possible care. Open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information can be provided or schedule an appointment by calling 309-792-0513. Parkway View Family Dentistry, proud sponsors of Muscatine Riverhawks.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another segment of Chalk Talk with your host and your color analyst, Jake Landry, brought to you by All American Diner. It's been a few weeks since I've done one of these, so we're going to bring in another segment of this with a special episode. This time we're going over quarterback Tyler Newsome, the newest addition to the team recently over the last 2 weeks. There's been some QB changes, so I'm going to go ahead and break down what he is bringing to the table for this team next week and for the rest of the season. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Right here, shotgun formation in the backfield. From what I've heard and what I've watched, he's a very good pocket presence quarterback, but he's not afraid to step up. So right here, real simple play action, which is going to be a huge addition to this offense. The play action is going to open up a lot more now that we might be able to establish a bigger running game because cornerbacks and safeties will probably be stepping back to try to cover Newsome. But right here, simple drop back, breaks his ankles there a little bit with a nice little move. It steps up in the pocket, keeps his eyes up. Earlier on a recent Chalk Talk, I was praising quarterback Coates from the Peoria Punishers for how good Andre Locke Jr. for how good he was with keeping his eyes up. But right here, Tyler Newsome doing exactly that. Keeps his eyes up, throws it over the middle for a nice, easy, open touchdown right across the middle. We're hoping to see a lot of that come this week. Next up for you, right here, I have another play, shotgun to the left, one man to the left. Takes the snap with no play action here, which is another great addition, meaning we will have good protection on the front line, not having to really rely on waiting too long to get that ball out of his hands. But right here, drops back deep for a long 5-yard step back. And look at this cannon here in this ball placement. He finds his open receiver deep. And something we haven't really seen is a lot of deep balls on this offense. So I'm excited to see Newsome put his arm to work, but also the protection that he's getting right here. If he gets this protection all game, he's in for a very good season if he can keep that protection up throughout the rest of the season. Moving on here to the next play I got for y'all. Double back, shotgun formation. Takes the snap, and he's got 2 extra blockers here, which is going to give him some more time to roll out to his right. So from what I've seen in the film is he is very good on the run as well. While he's a great pocket presence, he's able to move and shift vertically and horizontally. But this play right here, if I'm a QB coach, I'm screaming my head off if he tries to make this throw. But so what he does, he comes to the right, and he's looking, and he throws it to the opposite side of the field. Any other QB coach would have a heart attack. With Tyler Newsome, he's able to make that play happen. And here's the last play I have for y'all right here. Quarterback, shotgun, no backs, no protection from the running backs. Automatic pressure, having to step up into the pocket, breaks one tackle. But look, as he keeps his eyes up, not letting his head down, looking for the open receiver, and he just lets this one fly. And look at that ball placement, exactly where you want it as a receiver. Anytime you get a chance to make a catch and a touchdown, easy touchdown run. I am super excited to see what Tyler Newsome brings to the table. This is something that we haven't really gotten to see yet. Nothing against the quarterbacks, but this offense has not established an identity. I think Tyler Newsome is going to bring exactly what this team has been looking for the last few weeks. So I can't wait to see the final result. Not next week, but the week after, sadly. But don't you worry, I'll be back with another Chalk Talk next week. We'll break down the Quad City Nighthawks game with a couple nice plays from there. Until then, I will see you there. We'll be right back from a quick word from our sponsors.
Nutrition Outlet. If you're looking to maintain your health or get back in shape, Nutrition Outlet provides a wide variety of products and services, including biometric scanning, organic salon, detox sessions, emotional balancing, and natural health assessments. Contact them at 563-264-8124. Nutrition Outlet, proud sponsors of Muscatine Riverhawks football.
Holler's Bar and Grill. Food to drool over and entertainment to make you dance. This is what you would imagine in a Quad Cities bar, and Holler's Bar and Grill is just the place to have it. Serving happy hour every day from 3 to 5 p.m. with daily drink and food specials. They also deliver. Contact them at 309-277-9028. Holler's Bar and Grill, proud sponsors of Muscatine Riverhawks football.
We are back here on the Riverhawks Media Network, Riverhawks Weekly. Wow, partner, what a great interview segment that was with Alex Ross, Dakari Mars, and Drew Whitehorn. Couldn't say anything better about him. What a great segment that was.
I agree, and everything they were saying, it looks like this team is really kind of recalibrated in the last 2 weeks. Something that we were saying they need to do, and like dire need to do going into the bye week. So pretty exciting if you're a Riverhawks fan.
Yeah, super exciting for us here at the Riverhawks Media Network. And, just circling back to obviously, Wesley Stewart and Emmanuel Hamilton being back, Tyler Newsome being back, I think we could see it in their body language and the way they talk that maybe things are finally starting to gel. My question for you, partner, is obviously, Tyler, we don't want to put too much focus, but it's going to be a big focal point here. What are the big things that Tyler Newsome, obviously we don't want to put too much of a spotlight on him, but he will be a player to watch on Saturday or Sunday. So what are the big things we need to watch for him?
Like I said before, we're going to have to see how he comes in after a long break away from the game. I touched on that earlier, and being away from this game really can slow you down. It's like in golf. If you don't play and if you don't get your swings in, you're going to start losing a little bit part of your game. So we'll have to see how he comes out fresh out of the gate. I think he's going to be just fine based off what everybody's saying in practice. He's looking good. But also something I didn't touch on is he's going to have a target on his back. Everybody in this league clearly knows what he's capable of, and every team is looking to make a statement. I'm especially thinking the Nighthawks are really going to look to make a statement and shut down this quarterback and try to say, hey, everyone, Riverhawks, they ain't it. But I'm pretty sure Newsome's going to have that chip on his shoulder. He's going to come out and he's going to play to the best of his capabilities, and this team is going to be just fine, especially with how the defensives have been playing the last few weeks. It's all going to work out.
We've talked about the word rivalry, partner, and, we've talked about it with Peoria. There's a rivalry there. The Midwest Hawks, a lot of familiar faces, but these two teams are within mere miles of one another, miles from home base. Rivalry doesn't get any better than this. What does rivalry mean to you in your playing days?
It means, it's just almost like playing backyard football, and how Knox rivalry was.
Yep.
With how it's everybody's just, chomping at each other. It's like I said, backyard football. It's because they're in your backyard. These teams are so close together that they kind of know each other just based off of where they are. It's just a different atmosphere whenever you play games like that. It's just both teams have this familiarity with each other, especially with all these former players on the Riverhawks from the Quad City Nighthawks, and a couple Riverhawks going to the Quad City Nighthawks.
Right.
It's going to be a different environment because it seems like both teams know what each player is capable of on an individual level, not a team level. So it's going to just make for an interesting game to watch.
Yeah, partner, that's the big thing that I get is all these familiar faces and it being right in the backyard. We're making T-shirts that say beat Quad Cities or beat the Quad City Nighthawks or beat the Nighthawks, and it will not get any better than this. And, of course, that's going to start at 2 o'clock on Sunday with pregame coverage starting around 1 o'clock. My last words for you, partner, obviously, since you're graduating again, we're going to have a fresh college graduate on our hands, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And you won't be there on Sunday. What are your biggest keys to a Riverhawks winner to get them back to 500? Home finale, I almost said home opener, and then the final rest of the season on the road. What are your quick keys to a Riverhawks win?
My big thing here is coming off these 2 bye weeks, this is a key to just anything. Before you could win this game, get comfortable. Get comfortable getting back and playing for them. You've had a few weeks off, and all you've had is practice. It's almost going to be like it's a mini opening week for this team again. So get comfortable quick, and once you're comfortable, press gas, all gas, no brakes. Don't stop. Lay it on them. I mean, Tyler Newsome, get out there, get comfortable. Zach Minch, get him going again. Get that defense going again. Raekwon Jefferson needs to come out and make some big plays. Shea Mundine, Logan Larson-Smith, all these players need to come out and defense, lay the boom, offense, score some points, put up some fireworks, and that's really going to be it. This is just a reestablish, get your footing again game. And it also could be make this a statement game like we're back and we're ready.
Hey, I like those things, partner, and I'm looking forward to calling that broadcast on Sunday. And that's going to wrap it up, folks. So for Tyler Bean and former Monmouth College wide receiver Jake Landry, we're signing off here for Riverhawks Weekly. Nighthawks, Riverhawks, home finale. It'll all be right here on the Riverhawks Media Network.
This Sunday, your Muscatine Riverhawks take on the Quad City Nighthawks at 2705 Cedar Street, Muscatine, Iowa. Kickoff is at 2 o'clock p.m., and you can catch the game here on Riverhawks Media Network. Riverhawks, Nighthawks.
If you are looking for signs for your team or business, look no further than High Tech Signs and Apparel, a state-of-the-art, full-service sign shop. And from the clean and modern off-light shop to the latest technology in designing and producing signs, High Tech Signs has a sales staff of over 25 years' experience to cater your every need. Services include large format digital printing, interior signage, exterior signage, vehicle solutions, and apparel. When it comes to solving the sign problems, the solution is High Tech Signs and Apparel. Located at 3359 Middle Road, Suite 2 in Bettendorf, you can call them with any of your questions at 563-449-9400. High Tech Signs and Apparel, proud sponsors of Muscatine Riverhawks football. Travel accommodations for the Muscatine Riverhawks and the Riverhawks Media Network are provided by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, located at 3220 East 53rd Street, Suite A in Davenport. More information can be provided by calling 563-209-9631. Enterprise Rent-A-Car, proud sponsors of Riverhawks football. This is the portion of our broadcast where you can see your ad in our next upcoming podcast or live stream game. The Muscatine Riverhawks provide a wide variety of sponsorship packages to cater the needs of your business. More information on these packages can be provided to you from Kyle Bass or Eric Johnson, and their contact information is 563-299-8334 or 309-721-5560. We look forward to your support this season, and as always, go Riverhawks.
To keep up with everything Muscatine Riverhawks, follow us on all social media platforms to see everything behind the scenes, weekly podcasts, and of course, our live streams of games every Sunday. You can follow us on Facebook at Muscatine Riverhawks Media Network, on Instagram at Muscatine Riverhawks, Twitter at Riverhawks_MN. You can follow us on YouTube at Muscatine Riverhawks Media Network, and then you can follow us on Snapchat at Riverhawks 2017.